We'll see if she talks about Palestine. I doubt it, though. I mean, she might.
These delegates who have waited for this moment to think that a month ago, no one knew what it would look like at the Democratic convention. But this is the unity and, yes, the joy that they have pieced together in short order as they were about to hear.
This beef is much better than the beef I had. It came dipped, by the way. It came dipped. So I'm gonna dip it anyway. No, Kamala will mention ceasefire. She will. You'll see. It's not going to be enough, but she guarantee will mention it.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all. Okay, we gotta get to some business. We gotta get to some business. Okay, thank you all. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please, thank you, please, thank you so very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Okay, let's get to business. Let's get to business. All right. So let me start by thanking my most incredible husband, Doug, for being an incredible partner to me, an incredible father to Cole and Ella, and happy anniversary, Dougie. I love you so very much. To our President Joe Biden, when I think about the path that we have traveled together, Joe, I am filled with gratitude. Your record is extraordinary, as history will show, and your character is inspiring. And Doug and I love you and Jill and are forever thankful to you both.
No shit. He made her president.
And to Coach Tim Walz, you are going to be an incredible vice president. And to the delegates and everyone who has put your faith in our campaign, your support is humbling. So, America, the path that led me here in recent weeks was no doubt unexpected. But I'm no stranger to unlikely journeys. So, my mother, our mother, Kamala Harris, had one of her own. And I miss her every day, and especially right now. And I know she's looking down smiling. I know that. So my mother was 19 when she crossed the world alone, traveling from India to California with an unshakable dream to be the scientist who would cure breast cancer. When she finished school, she was supposed to return home to a traditional arranged marriage. But as fate would have it, she met my father, Donald Harris, a student from Jamaica. They fell in love and got married, and that act of self-determination made my sister Maya and me. Growing up, we moved a lot.
Donald
I will
the
always
goat.
remember that big Mayflower truck packed with all our belongings, ready to go to Illinois, to Wisconsin, and wherever our parents' jobs took us. My early memories of our parents together are very joyful ones. A home filled with laughter and music, Aretha, Coltrane, and Miles. At the park, my mother would say, "Stay close." But my father would say, as he smiled, "Run, Kamala, run. Don't be afraid. Don't let anything stop you."
Why is she talking about her dad?
From my earliest years, he taught me to be fearless.
This is weird.
But the harmony between
She famously
my parents
doesn't talk
did not
about his
last.
dad.
When I was in elementary school, they split up. And it was mostly my mother who raised us. Before she could finally afford to buy a home, she rented a small apartment in the East Bay. In the Bay, you either live
Her dad's
in the
alive.
hills or the flatlands. We lived in the flats. A beautiful working class neighborhood of firefighters, nurses, and construction workers.
Her dad's alive, just not in his in her life.
Lawns with pride. My mother, she worked long hours, and like many working parents, she leaned on a trusted circle to help raise us. Mrs.
Her
Shelton,
dad's a Marxist
who ran
professor
the
at Stanford.
daycare below us and became a second mother. Uncle Sherman, Aunt Mary, Uncle Freddie, Auntie Chris. None of them family by blood, and all of them family by love. Family who taught us how to make gumbo, how to play chess, and sometimes even let us win.
Bubble chunk chocolate cookie.
Family who loved us, believed in us, and told us we could be anything and do anything.
I don't know why people cry
They instilled
at
in
these
us
speeches.
the
Like, I genuinely
values
don't understand
they
it.
personified. Community, faith, and the importance of treating others as you would want to be treated, with kindness, respect, and compassion. My mother was a brilliant, 5-foot-tall, brown woman with an accent. And as the eldest child, I saw how the world would sometimes treat her. But my mother never lost her cool. She was tough, courageous, a trailblazer in the fight for women's health, and she taught Maya and me a lesson that Michelle mentioned the other night. She taught us to never complain about injustice, but do something about it. Do something about it.
Imagine if somebody's up there and you share 100% of your opinions with. I mean, there are people whose opinions I align with quite a bit.
And she also taught us, and never do anything half-assed. And that is a direct quote. A direct quote. I grew up immersed in the ideals of the civil rights movement. My parents had met at a civil rights gathering, and they made sure that we learned about civil rights leaders, including the lawyers like Thurgood Marshall and Constance Baker Motley, those who battled in the courtroom to make real the promise of America.
Her dad is literally a Marxist.
So at a young age, I decided I wanted to do that work. I wanted to be a lawyer.
And hates
when
her
it
for this
came
reason.
time to choose the type of law I would pursue, I reflected on a pivotal moment in my life. You see, when I was in high school, I started to notice something about my best friend, Wanda. She was sad at school, and there were times she didn't want to go home. So one day I asked if everything was all right, and she confided in me that she was being sexually abused by her stepfather. And I immediately told her she had to come stay with us, and she did. This is one of the reasons I became a prosecutor, to protect people like Wanda, because I believe everyone has a right to safety, to dignity, and to justice.
It's a pretty solid speech. It's better than I expected.
When I had a case, I charged it not in the name of the victim, but in the name of the people. For a simple reason. In our system of justice, a harm against any one of us is a harm
I think it's because
against
the cookie's
all
good.
of us.
5 booms.
And I would often explain this to console survivors of crime, to remind them no one should be made to fight alone. We are all in this together. And every day in the courtroom, I stood proudly before a judge and I said 5 words: Kamala Harris for the people. And to be clear, my entire career, I've only had one client, the people. And so, on behalf of the people, on behalf of every American, regardless of party, race, gender, or the language your grandmother speaks,
Unless
on
it's
behalf
Palestinian.
of my mother and everyone
Except for
who has
Palestinians.
ever set out on their own unlikely journey, on behalf of Americans like the people I grew up with, people who work hard, chase their dreams, and look out for one another, on behalf of everyone whose story could only be written in the greatest nation on earth, I accept your nomination to be President of the United States of America.
That's it. I'm surprised she didn't bring up ceasefire. I was wrong. I thought she would have brought up ceasefire.
And with this election, our nation with this election has a precious,
It's not over. This was the
fleeting
intro. Yeah.
opportunity to move past the bitterness, cynicism, and
Don't pay up
divisive
yet.
battles of the past, a chance to chart a new way forward. Not as members of any one party or faction, but as Americans. And let me say, I know there are people of various political views watching tonight, and I want you to know, I promise to be a president for all Americans.
Ceasefire?
You can
Palestine?
always trust me to put country above party and self.
Oh, never mind. She's talking
To
about
hold
Republicans.
sacred America's fundamental principles, from the rule of law to free and fair elections to the peaceful transfer of power.
Oh, she's just talking to Republicans. And then talking about January 6th. Never mind.
I will be a president who unites us around our highest aspirations. A president who leads and listens, who is realistic, practical, and has common sense, and always fights for the American people. From the courthouse to the White House, that has been my life's work. As a young, courtroom prosecutor in Oakland, California, I stood up for women and children against predators who abuse them. As Attorney General of California, I took on the big banks, delivered $20 billion for middle-class families who faced foreclosure, and helped pass a homeowner Bill of Rights, one of the first of its kind in the nation. I stood up for veterans and students being scammed by big for-profit colleges, for workers who are being cheated out of their wages, the wages they were due, for seniors facing elder abuse. I fought against the cartels who traffic in guns and drugs and human beings, who threaten the security of our border and the safety of our communities. And I will tell you, these fights were not easy. And neither were the elections that put me in those offices. We were underestimated at practically every turn. But we never gave up, because the future is always worth fighting for. And that's the fight we are in right now, a fight for America's future. Fellow Americans, this election is not only the most important of our lives, it is one of the most important in the life of our nation. In many ways, Donald Trump is an unserious man. But the consequences of putting Donald Trump back in the White House are extremely serious. Consider not only the chaos and calamity when he was in office, but also the gravity of what has happened since he lost the last election. Donald Trump tried to throw away your votes. When he failed, he sent an armed mob to the United States Capitol, where they assaulted law enforcement officers.
Oh, they're yelling, I think.
When politicians in his own party begged him to call off the mob and send help, he did the opposite. He fanned the flames. And now, for an entirely different set of crimes, he was found guilty of fraud by a jury of everyday Americans, and separately found liable for committing sexual abuse. And consider what he intends to do if we give him power again. Consider his explicit intent to set free violent extremists who assaulted those law enforcement officers at the Capitol. His explicit intent to jail journalists, political opponents, and anyone he sees as the enemy. His explicit intent to deploy our active duty military against our own citizens. Consider the power he will have, especially after the United States Supreme Court just ruled that he would be immune from criminal prosecution. Just imagine Donald Trump with no guardrails, and how he would use the immense powers of the presidency of the United States, not to improve your life, not to strengthen our national security, but to serve the only client he has ever had, himself. second Trump term would look like. It's all laid out in Project 2025, written by his closest advisors, and its sum total is to pull our country back to the past. But America, we are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back to when Donald Trump tried to cut Social Security and Medicare. We are not going back to when he tried to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, when insurance companies could deny people with pre-existing conditions. We are not going to let him eliminate the Department of Education that funds our public schools. We are not going to let him end programs like Head Start that provide preschool and child care for our children. America, we are not going back. And we are charting a new way forward. Forward to a future with a strong and growing middle class, because we know a strong middle class has always been critical to America's success. And building that middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency. And I'll tell you, this is personal for me. The middle class is where I come from. My mother kept a strict budget. We lived within our means, yet we wanted for little. And she expected us to make the most of the opportunities that were available to us and to be grateful for them. Because, as she taught us, opportunity is not available to everyone. That's why we will create what I call an opportunity economy where everyone has the chance to compete and a chance to succeed. Whether you live in a rural area, small town, or big city. And as president, I will bring together labor and workers and small business owners and entrepreneurs and American companies to create jobs, to grow our economy, and to lower the cost of everyday needs like health care and housing and groceries. We will provide access to capital for small business owners and entrepreneurs and founders.
Oh, thank God.
We will end America's housing shortage and protect
Thank God.
Social Security.
We're going to help
and
entrepreneurs.
Medicare.
We're going to deregulate
Now
housing.
compare that to Donald Trump, because I think everyone here knows he doesn't actually fight for the middle class. He doesn't actually fight for the middle class. Instead, he fights for himself and his billionaire friends. And he will give them another round of tax breaks that will add up to $5 trillion to the national debt. And all the while, he intends to enact what in effect is a national sales tax, call it a Trump tax, that would raise prices on
This campaign's off the rails, brother. I don't know who the fuck's writing these speeches. The deficit, bro? The budget?
Well, instead of a Trump tax hike,
are these guys on crack? What's next, bro?
Tax cut.
Is Kamala Harris going to do a NATO speech? What's happening?
Americans. Friends, I believe America
The speech is all right. Energy's all right.
Truly be prosperous.
Her background, like her build up, her own personal biography was good.
Able to make their own decisions about their own lives, especially on matters of heart and home.
I'm a Democrat who appreciates the speech. Also, I'm a Republican.
In America, too many women are not able to make those decisions. And let's be clear about how we got here. Donald Trump handpicked members of the United States Supreme Court to take away reproductive freedom. And now he brags about it. In his words, quote, "I did it and I'm proud to have done it," end quote. Well, I'll tell you, over the past 2 years, I've traveled across our country, and women have told me their stories. Husbands and fathers have shared theirs. Stories of women miscarrying in a parking lot, developing sepsis, losing the ability to ever again have children.
She's pushing to the middle, and I don't care if it's the winning strategy. It's not. It never is.
For their patients.
You're literally
Couples
like swapping out Biden with Kamala was not pushing to the middle. Picking Tim Walz was not pushing to the middle. Everything she's done so far that created this momentum was not pushing to the middle. It was pushing left. So why the fuck would it ever be like good time to push middle? Like, that's not a thing.
This is what's happening in our country because of Donald Trump. And understand, he is not done. As a part of his agenda, he and his allies would limit access to birth control.
I think this speech is way too Trump focused.
Medication abortion and enact
this is 2016. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is Hillary Clinton. What is happening?
Congress. And get this. Get this. He plans to create a national anti-abortion coordinator and force states to report on women's miscarriages and abortions. Simply put, their minds. And one must ask, why exactly is it that they don't trust women? Well, we trust women. We trust women. And when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law.
I'm being a little bit too loud.
Many other fundamental freedoms are at stake. The freedom to live safe from gun violence in our schools, communities, and places of worship.
Fuck.
The freedom to love who you love openly and with pride. The freedom to breathe clean air and drink clean water and live free from the pollution that fuels the climate crisis. And the freedom that unlocks all the others, the freedom to vote.
He said he agrees with my politics, though.
With this election, we finally have the opportunity
He said he loves my
to
passion.
pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act and the freedom.
And agrees with my politics. But he thinks like this is like a double room.
And let me be clear.
And my voice is just.
After decades in law enforcement, I know the importance of safety and security, especially at our border. Last year, Joe and I brought together Democrats and conservative Republicans to write the strongest border bill in decades. The Border Patrol endorsed it.
Oh.
But Donald Trump believes a border deal would hurt his campaign. So he ordered his allies in Congress to kill the deal. Well, I refuse to play politics with our security, and here is my pledge to you. As president, I will bring back the bipartisan border security bill that he killed, and I will sign it into law. I know we can live up to our proud heritage as a nation of immigrants and reform our broken immigration system. We can create an earned pathway to citizenship and secure our border. And America, we must also be steadfast in advancing our security and values abroad. As Vice President, I have confronted threats to our security, negotiated with foreign leaders, strengthened our alliances, and engaged with our brave troops overseas. As Commander-in-Chief, I will ensure America always has the strongest, most lethal fighting force in the world.
What the fuck? Yo.
And I will fulfill our sacred obligation to care for our troops and their families, and I will always honor and never disparage their service and their sacrifice.
Bro, what? Yo, she's crazy.
I will make sure
What is happening?
that we lead the world into the future on space and artificial intelligence, that America, not China, wins the competition for the
Bro, she said we're going back to Iraq. She was like, I'm gonna make sure
leadership.
I'm gonna be real
Trump,
fucking crazy
on the
about the
other
military.
Threatened to abandon NATO. He encouraged Putin to invade our allies.
Oh my God.
Said Russia could,
Oh my God.
quote,
She's
do
doing the
whatever
NATO.
the hell they
Oh my God. She's
want.
doing the NATO speech. Oh my God. Oh my God.
5 days before Russia attacked Ukraine, I met with President Zelensky to warn him about Russia's plan to invade. I helped mobilize a global response, over 50 countries, to defend against Putin's aggression. And as president, I will stand strong with Ukraine and our NATO allies. With respect to the war in Gaza, President Biden and I are working around the clock, because now is the time to get a hostage deal and a ceasefire deal done.
I'm out. I'm tapped.
And let me be clear. I will always stand up for Israel's right to defend itself.
Oh, I'm super out. I'm super out.
I will always ensure Israel has the ability to defend itself, because the people of Israel must never again face the horror that a terrorist organization called Hamas caused on October 7, including unspeakable sexual violence and the massacre of young people at a music festival. At the same time, what has happened in Gaza over the past 10 months is devastating. So many innocent lives lost. Desperate, hungry people fleeing for safety over and over again. The scale of suffering is heartbreaking. President Biden and I are working to end this war such that
horrific, disgusting rape
that
Hamas did.
Released, the suffering in Gaza ends,
But also,
and the
it's just,
Palestinian
it's really
people
sad what's
can
happening in
realize
Gaza.
their right to dignity, security, freedom, and self-determination.
Nah. I mean, obviously she brought up ceasefire in Gaza, so I was right, but
And
no way she would have avoided it.
I will never hesitate to take whatever action is necessary to defend our forces and our interests against Iran and Iran-backed terrorists. I will not cozy up to tyrants and dictators like Kim Jong-un, who are rooting for Trump. Because, you know, they know he is easy to manipulate with flattery and favors. They know Trump won't hold autocrats accountable because he wants to be an autocrat himself. And as president, I will never waver in defense of America's security and ideals, because in the enduring struggle between democracy and tyranny, I know where I stand, and I know where the United States belongs. So fellow Americans, I love our country with all my heart. Everywhere I go, in everyone I meet, I see a nation that is ready to move forward, ready for the next step in the incredible journey that is America. I see an America where we hold fast to the fearless belief that built our nation and inspired the world. That here, in this country, anything is possible. That nothing is out of reach.
I don't think protesting is going to fix
Where
this.
we care for one another.
This is
Look
like
out
kind of
for
crazy.
one another and
This is just straight up
recognize
like
that we have
blanket
so
Joe
much
Biden.
more in common than what
Like, it's
separates
weird.
us.
It literally, like, this is Joe Biden.
None of us,
This is Joe Biden's speech being
none of
delivered
us
by a black
has
woman.
to
That's it. Like, that's the
fail
only
for
difference.
all of us to succeed. And that in unity there is strength. You know, our opponents in this race are out there every day denigrating America, talking about how terrible everything is. Well, my mother had another lesson she used to teach. Never let anyone tell you who you are. You show them who you are. America, let us show each other and the world who we are and what we stand for. Freedom, opportunity, compassion, dignity, fairness, and endless possibilities. We are the heirs
I don't know what's going on.
to the greatest democracy.
I think it's over.
In the
Like, the
history
momentum
of
is
the
gone, I
world.
think.
And on behalf of our children and our grandchildren,
I think the momentum is gone. The media will still push it as though
So
it's beautiful, but
dearly
like it'll be
for
like
our
a
freedom
reaction to Doug
and
Emhoff.
liberty, we
Okay.
must be worthy of this moment. It is now our turn to do what generations before us
I'm seeing
have done.
signals. I'll tell you exactly what I mean in a second.
By optimism
after the speech is
and
over.
faith to fight for this country we love, to fight for the ideals we cherish, and to uphold the awesome responsibility that comes with the greatest privilege on earth, the privilege and pride of being an American.
Dude, I hate this. This like this fake patriotism, I hate it. It's like, I don't know why the Democratic Party is like trying to do fake patriotism and also being like the war party.
Let's get out there, let's vote for it, and together, let us write the next great chapter in the most extraordinary story ever told. Thank you. God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you all.
No, everybody needs to calm down. This has nothing to do with like them kicking me out or anything. Okay, they didn't. And you guys need to shut the fuck up. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, okay? Who the fuck am I? I'm just some random dumbass, okay? Calm down. And I'm not being humble when I say that. I'm nothing in the grand scheme of things. And you shouldn't ever operate on that front anyway. You should be thinking about what she's saying, okay? And it's really important. I feel like Chad and you are overreacting. She's obviously playing the donors being anti-war while good isn't profitable. No, dude, you're delusional. Are you fucking crazy? You think she's like a secret peaceful dove? When has she ever? Kamala Harris has been in politics for, I wouldn't say that long, okay? She was vice president for 4 years. Before that, she was a senator for a couple of years under the Trump administration in the state of California. But beyond that, she's been a fucking cop her whole life, okay? She has very little policy. She has very little policy backing. That's why I've been saying, I'm in a holding pattern. I'm in a holding pattern. I'm in a holding pattern. I'm going to wait and see. I'm going to wait and see what she does. I'm going to wait and see what she does. Okay? This speech is supposed to be the moment that she shows you what she is and who she is and what she's going to do. Okay? That speech was literally a nothing will fundamentally change speech. Where the fuck is the joy? Where the fuck is the hope? Where the fuck is the goddamn momentum? She says she's going to have the most lethal army of all time. Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you fucking insane? Who the fuck are we? What are we doing? This is the Democratic fucking Party, chat. This is not the Republican Party. Why the fuck are they turning into the 90s Republicans? I'm losing my fucking mind. I have to whisper scream because I don't want to fucking wake up my goddamn neighbor. Wake the fuck up. Maybe some of you get so duped by fucking brat memes and you fucking also are like, well, it's a younger, more dynamic candidate and that's all I wanted. I want more, okay? The only reason why I was even remotely hopeful or excited about this prospect was not because Kamala Harris is a young black Indian woman in comparison to Joe Biden, okay? I don't give a fuck about the aesthetics, okay? Most people don't give a fuck about the aesthetics. Diversity without experience from coming from that background that translates the progressive policy positions doesn't mean dick. How many fucking times have we had this goddamn conversation? Okay? You don't want a black person in power for the sheer virtue of them being black. You want them in power because they know what fucking white supremacy is. They've experienced it, they've lived it their whole fucking lives, and you expect them to fight against that sort of thing. That's the reason why diversity is important. Okay? And I'm not saying she hasn't lived it, by the way. Don't fucking come in here and behave in this smug fashion. I'm not saying that at all. Barack Obama experienced it too. Okay? Doesn't matter. When you get to that position of power, if you drop all that shit, then what good are you? What difference does this make? It's just pure marketing at that point. The reason why I was excited, potentially, is because the very fact that they dropped Biden was uncharacteristic for the Democratic Party. They run scared all the time. Okay? You're trying to say she's a DEI hire? Stop trying to fucking put racism in my mouth as I'm literally talking about white supremacy, you fucking brain dead losers in the fucking chat. Oh my God, liberals at one fucking speed. Liberals at one speed, bro. One fucking speed. Holy shit. For a brief moment, she had a lot of juice and a lot of momentum. For a lot of people, that juice and momentum came from the fact that she's young. Okay, she's younger and not a carcass. But for me, I thought, wow, the Democrats are behaving in a competent way. Okay? The Democrats are behaving in a competent fucking way, like a competent party that wants to win. Okay? Good. That's good. Then something amazing happened where she locked herself in with a yokel, okay, who comes from a working class teacher fucking background. A guy with no aspirations for higher office. A guy from the middle of the fucking country with a progressive policy track record. That made me go, oh my God, they're really going to fucking own this shit. Okay? They're going to own this shit. They are going to own being a party that wants to help people. Maybe that might not translate to actual policies down the line. There's the Obama equation of it all, running as a progressive and then being a neoliberal when in office. But even then, on the messaging front, they had changed something. It seemed like they had changed something. Tonight has solidified my opinion that nothing has fundamentally changed. Okay? Nothing. Their housing policy is deregulating. Their housing policy is deregulating housing. That's what they say. I don't know the full details of it yet. I don't know what that's going to look like. It's not just like abolishing single family housing zoning restrictions. If that's what you EMBs are thinking, I don't think that's the only thing that they're saying. Trump is also running on deregulating housing to open up more housing units. Okay? This is objectively a neoliberal policy. Okay? They're running on tax cuts and fucking deregulation. It's crazy. And beyond that, in terms of the foreign policy, the Democrats don't even run to the right. They own the right now. Everybody knows that Republicans are reactionary monsters who always love waging war and continuing death and destruction. The Democrats also are absolutely that party. There was a time and place where the Democrats at least used to attempt a we are the peaceful party. We're the party of peace attitude. That has changed. It's gone. It's done. They're not even doing the we are running to the left of the Republicans no more. Okay? They're not doing that, which is so fucking stupid because Americans benefit. Americans benefit from America being a hegemonic superpower, 800 military bases. All of that translates to, beautifully affordable treats that you can consume at a moment's notice. That much is true, but Americans don't understand that. When it comes down to it, on the messaging front, they see themselves as peaceful people. They see themselves as reluctantly having to wage war around the world. Okay? That's why Trump has run as the peace candidate in 2016 and won against Hillary Clinton, who he presented as a pro-Iraq war lover. He won in 2016 with that. And then 4 years of Trump waging wars, okay? He still said, I didn't start any new wars. And I assassinated our enemies. 2024, after Russia invaded Ukraine and after Israel destroyed all aspects of civilian life in Gaza, Donald Trump is once again running on the peace candidacy. Okay? We are a dying empire. The Democrats have to fucking figure this out as quickly as they possibly can. If they run on, we are the pro-war party, we are going to have the most lethal military of all time, they're not going to win any of those fucking jingoistic voters because those dumbasses are voting Republican every fucking election anyway. Whereas Trump gets to present himself as a moderate, a peaceful dove over and over again. It's ridiculous. The only part of this that was like truly progressive was abortion. The only part of this speech that was truly fucking progressive was on the issue of abortion, protecting abortion. Kamala Harris being a woman obviously automatically is like a massive W on that front. Okay? Please stop whispering. I'm begging you. Just scoot the mic back and speak. Okay, get banned, 21-month subscriber. Enjoy that perma. What a fucking weirdo. Technically not progressive since we had it before too. You're so sensitive. Okay. You get a perma too. I'm back on my perma train. Pandering for the undecided voter? What are we talking about? She went right wing on the border. She's talking about how lethal America's fucking. If the point of this convention is to get hardline ideological nativist Zionists who are also open to vote for Democrats on her side, open to voting for Democrats on her side, it will work. We'll see how many people that will be. I've never seen so much. I have not seen this much bloodlust from a Democratic candidate since Hillary Rodham Clinton when they're running for office. Okay? That was insane. Bro, she said we are going to have the most like hard-dicked military. It's going to be the most lethal force on the planet. She said we're going to have the most lethal army. Y'all are fucking crazy. Seems our British friends are enjoying the show. I said, oh shit, this is so bad. Dude, this is not the election cycle to be doing this. Following the threats to Yemen and Iran with libs chanting USA, USA, it was genuinely, I'm going to say a couple things, okay? A lot of people consider me to be a fucking mealy-mouthed, soft-ass, pussy, fucking, peace-loving baby, okay? I know. You want to be hard-dicked. You want America's fucking hard cock to be shoved in the asses of every fucking third world nation, okay? You love that. Makes you feel good. Makes you feel like you're doing something. You know, I saw those fucking tweets. Operation Prosperity Guardian. Yemen's going to learn today why Americans don't have health care. It's like, dude, you're fucking advocating against your own best interests, you dumb fuck. Lasering a fucking 14-year-old child in Yemen is not a good use of your own fucking tax dollars, you absolute morons. Okay? You dumb fucking peasants, dude. Holy shit. But beyond that, the reason why I say Americans fancy themselves not to be this like warring nation is because every election cycle, Donald Trump has advocated as the peace candidate. This means that that is a successful narrative strategy. Okay. This is really bad. Let's see what fucking Donald Trump's bitch ass has to say. Maybe it'll shock me back to life.
Into our country would have been horrible. It was a horrible bill. It was a joke. She doesn't need a bill. I didn't have a bill. I closed the border. I had the safest border in the history of...
What the fuck are you calling us peasants, man? Like, shut the fuck up. Who the fuck are you? Brother, are you the one who's fucking advocating for your own demise? Because if not, it's not you. Okay? Yeah, no, you're right, dude. USA, USA. Get this fucking Turkish Muslim man out of here, right? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, 41-month subscriber. Come on. Go ahead. Who the fuck are you calling us peasants, man? Like, shut the fuck up. Who are you? It's peasant mentality to fucking chirp and fucking salivate at the prospect of the American military being so fucking powerful. That's not what I'm saying, but come on, man. You know, we all agree with you. Man, shut your bitch ass up. We all agree with you. Clearly, I'm not talking about you then, okay? Like, why are you personally fucking taking ownership when I'm talking about people who fucking advocate for tax dollars going to American military might instead of your own fucking material needs? You stupid fuck. Why are you being fucking sensitive? Don't dare disagree with Hasan. That has nothing to do with disagreeing with me. It's not about you if you don't fucking advocate for that. So easily triggered. I know. You got me. I think the triggered ones are people who can't, even for a brief moment, have any kind of adversarial commentary about the person that you want to be a really good candidate. Okay? Has Hasan been raging since Kamala said supporting Israel 30 minutes ago? This is not... Dude, this is so much worse than just like supporting Israel. My expectation is that every fucking Democrat is going to support Israel. Please, you're just fucking lasering in on that because you think that that is my bias. This is not about that. That's one aspect of the conversation that I'm having. Okay? Please, that is a singular aspect of a much broader phenomena that I am trying to describe to you. But you don't want to hear it because you want, wow, what a beautiful speech. What a wonderful speech. Kamala Harris is fucking killing it. Okay? That's what you want to hear. And because you're not getting that, you're like, there must be some cynical reason why Hasan is saying this. Not because he genuinely is at odds with what he just watched. Okay? Not because he knows what the fuck he's talking about. He's seen this dog and pony show play itself out time and time again. But because there must be some secret reason. Because he's pro-Palestinian and he's just mad. He's mad that Kamala Harris didn't fucking say she loves Palestine. That's not it. Okay? Maybe... I think you're not realizing that there are a lot of Republicans that are looking to drop Trump. Don't you think her speech opened the door to them? I'm Brian Kill Me. I'm Brian Kill Me. I'm Brian Kill Me. I'm Brian Kill Myself. Oh my fucking God. That's it. This is all it took. I can't do it. I can't do it. Every single reason why you were excited. Every single reason why you were excited about Kamala Harris, beyond the fact that she was not a fucking carcass, was literally the exact opposite of this mentality. This is old Democratic Party mentality. We're back. We're so fucking back. It's good to be in business. This will be a very close race. Kamala Harris will most likely still win it because Donald Trump, unless there's some other caveats I'm going to show you in a second. Kamala Harris will most likely win this election. Okay? She will most likely win this election only because the Republican Party is so completely fucking insane. Okay? They don't know how to fucking run a normal, competent race anymore. Donald Trump already has maxed out his name recognition. Those will be the reasons as to why Kamala Harris will most likely win. However, there is a caveat. Benjamin Netanyahu will take America's long military dick and wave it at everyone in the fucking region, bringing troops into the fray. Okay, bringing troops into contest. Do everything in his fucking power to make sure that the Dems don't fucking win. Kamala Harris will be attached to all of Joe Biden's worst foreign policy achievements. Barring that, without that outcome, without that, okay? Without that, This election is not in the bag at all. Okay? I've been warning that the Democrats are way too fucking cocky and way too fucking confident about the Brat Summer memes and the momentum that they got. Okay? The momentum that they experienced. That momentum didn't come for no reason. It came not because of the fucking Brat Summer memes. That momentum came because the Democrats responded to public pressure. Okay? Who the absolute fuck? You have to be the dumbest. I'm sorry. You have to be the dumbest, peasant-brained moron to be like, I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she's going to go to war with Iran. Because she's going to stand up to America's enemies. Who? And you don't believe that. You want to know why I know you don't believe that? You want to know why I know you don't fucking think that that's a good speech? Because you're coping in the chat saying, well, it's not for me. Maybe it's for some other person. Maybe it's for the Trump guys that want to drop Trump, but just like need that extra oomph. Okay? That's how I know it's not for you. But you can't fucking see what's in front of you and go, what the fuck was that? It took literally someone who is 30% more vibrant and dynamic than Joe Biden for you to go back to the old ways of being a Democratic Party loyalist, a dick rider through and through. Still with her ass motherfuckers in the chat. That's all it took. Expect more from your politicians. There is a reason why your material conditions have worsened year over year. There's a reason why you fear that you will never be able to retire. That fucking crippling anxiety that you have deep down in your soul, that very same anxiety that many others also have, that then get channeled into reactionary sentiment that make your friends into psychotic monsters that you no longer recognize. You have that in you too. You fucking squash that anxiety. You push it deep down inside, but you fucking recognize, knowing full well that you're never going to be able to retire. You're never going to be able to own a home. And then this is what you do. You lash out at the fucking guy telling you that a better future is possible. You say, you're rich. I know, motherfucker. I am. Okay? What difference does that make in the way that you calculate? That you fucking calculate, you listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. Is that a counter argument? Or is that just your way of saying, you're rich, that's it? What difference does that make about what I'm telling you right now? Because you sound cocky? Oh. Maybe we do deserve our fate, our destiny, okay? Maybe we deserve it. Welcome back to 2016. Fuck democracy, right? I don't know what you're saying. I'm over here, Are you saying this was a 1 out of 10 absolute train wreck in your opinion? No. No, of course it's not a 1 out of 10. Okay. My expectation coming into this speech was to see what Kamala Harris talks about when she's like the joy candidate. Okay. She's going to bring hope and change and joy. She had the opportunity to run a fucking 2008 Obama. Okay. That's what I was expecting. Even if it was fake, my expectation at the very least was that the couple moves that they made were going to lead. They were going to lead into a progressive messaging campaign. Okay? I'm sorry. The Democratic president should never, ever say we're going to have the most lethal army, the most lethal military in the world. You're the fucking Democrat. You're supposed to be the counterbalance to fascist, jingoistic sentiment. You're supposed to at least aesthetically present yourself as the peaceful candidate, as the peaceful party. She went up there and went fucking cop mode. It was shocking. Like, I shit on anarchists all the fucking time. You know this. Okay? I do. But goddamn, they're kind of fucking not wrong. It's crazy. Every Democrat is just this. Trying to out-Republican the Republicans to try to win their vote is the worst strategy possible. Not surprised, though, since they wouldn't even allow Palestinians on stage. Yeah. The military section was weird. I have a feeling she has people in her ear telling she needs to play up the tough act in order to compensate for her being a woman. Not that it makes it okay. That's crazy, man. She had all this fucking progressive momentum. And now all she's got are the fucking loyalists who are just begging for someone, not Biden. Maybe that'll get her across the finish line, but it won't stop America's trajectory towards doom and gloom. Okay? That might get her across the finish line. The Pod Johns will probably be excited, you know? But goddamn, dude, these are dark fucking days ahead of us. Holy shit. Like, what the fuck was that? This was like the same pill I was fed when Obama ran as a Pakistani and watched my country get as a Pakistani watched my country get bombarded with the progressive peaceful Democrat sigh. She didn't even do that. She didn't even do the fucking hope and change. Like, we're gonna change America's direction and trajectory. So the answer is to not vote. Man, I'm not saying that. Vote for Kamala Harris, baby. Do whatever the fuck you want. I'm not gonna tell you not to vote for her. Okay? And most will tell you to say that you're not gonna vote for her to try to fucking get her to do your bidding. As a voter, it is your right. It's your right to demand things from your politicians for your vote. They do not have your vote for granted. They should earn it. Okay? But I'm also I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, that was disappointing. I didn't want to. Look, this is probably the reason why Kamala Harris is still going to win. So if you're like a fucking diehard lib, by the way, if you're a diehard lib, don't worry, okay? Like, there's a very high likelihood by my estimation that Kamala Harris will still win. It will just still be a dog shit fucking presidency where the next time we'll have like super Hitler, okay? I think she's listening to the Democratic advisors that failed Biden. They think because she's a woman, she has to be insane on the military or else she looks weak and soft. She had been doing well so far, projecting softness and strength, but now she just looks bloodthirsty. She should have done more joy shit. I disagree on the 2016 take. It's definitely not 2016. Still voting for her because fuck Trump. I don't think I could handle him winning again. I'm not telling a single one of you to not vote for Kamala Harris, okay? I don't give a shit. No. From the jump, I've told you that the one thing I will tell you is to not vote for Donald Trump. Okay? That's it. But goddamn, dude, people dunking on him, I feel bad. He thought he was trying something to get. What? It blew my mind, dude. Like, we got chat. We got deregulation in housing in order to create new housing units. Okay. Don't know what that's going to look like, but I'm a little worried about that. We got some tax cuts potentially. We got the most lethal military that you've ever seen. Okay. And they'll protect abortion. I don't know how, but they will do that. Right. Like, that's 1 out of fucking 4. And then we got a fucking right-wing immigration bill. That's 5, right? One thing that they brought up that was like progressive in that fucking sea of madness. A bipartisan bill for the border? No. Right-wing border bill. That is a Republican border bill, not a bipartisan one. Just because a Democrat is pushing it doesn't make it a bipartisan bill. It doesn't even have amnesty in it. She said she was going to work for amnesty for immigrants. That would at least make it somewhat bipartisan. Without it, it's just right-wing. Wait, she's actually running on 04 Bush. Chatter was right. Because she has to appeal to as many voters as possible, not just the super progressive side. You guys do realize how this works? It's funny that you're saying this because it implies that it's not for you. What she said is not for you. It's for some other person that I imagined. That's what you're doing here. You understand that, right? You can just say, I don't like it. I'm so sick of Democrats, man. I'm so sick of cowardly Democrats. I'm just talking politics side. No, dude, you don't know anything. You're just literally repeating what you think is the correct thing because that's what your dumbass fucking parents heard on MSNBC. That's what your dumbass fucking parents read on the New York Times. And that's why so many dumbass fucking Democrats who literally are college educated behave like the stupidest donkeys you've ever fucking seen in your life when it comes to like making a political calculation. Okay? It's always running towards this mythical guy out there that is like, I'm going to only vote for the Democrats if they become moderate. Okay? Then become a Republican. You know, what the fuck are we doing? What some leftists are afraid of now is we vote for damage control. We vote more and more right because Dems want to be moderate. No, it's just, that's never changed. That's the unchanging thing. Okay? Walz has introduced the most progressive policy and has the highest favorability rating. Thank you. Like, what made you excited about Tim Walz? Right? Were you not excited about Tim Walz? What made you excited about not having Joe Biden any longer? The idea that regular people, like, I'm serious, dude. I never hear a Republican go, you know, Donald Trump's got to take this line. He's got to take this soft approach because there's some moderates out there that he needs to win over. Okay? Because that's not a thing. Okay? Because they're entitled to their politicians doing their bidding. Democrats are so fucking cowardly that they're like, I want this thing. Healthcare, free college, I want these things. But honestly, I'm terrified that my neighbor doesn't want it. And he's not even going to fucking vote for the Democrats, but maybe he will. So we should just run on this moderate policy for some other guy. Not me, but another guy that might want it. That's how Democrats operate. That's how they always have operated. Okay? And it's wild. It's wild that we're always seeking out this mythical moderate. I think it's really scary that America is going on a right-wing trajectory, but also it's cool that the Democrats are basically 30% less right-wing because there's other guys out there that are also right-wing that want that. Yeah, they do. They vote for the Republicans, okay? They don't vote for the Democrats. They vote for the Republicans. What a fucking ridiculously cucked way to vote. You would never do this for anything else on the planet. Okay? You agree with progressive policies. Other people in your circles also agree with progressive policies. These are not communist policies. These are not socialist policies. These are just simply things that people literally take for granted. Okay? People take for granted in European countries all of the policies that we are desperately trying to bring forward. Okay? But here in America, it's a non-starter. And then we talk about how weird it is, how weird Americans are. They just like hate progress. Well, don't you think, what? I'm an independent and your take is just bad. You think your version of progressivism, the majority or the right one, usually agree with you, bro, but this is rough and sad boy of you. Stop looking for a savior, dude. I'm an independent and your take is just bad. You're an independent. Yeah, you're an independent dumbass. The fuck do you mean? My version of progressivism is the majority one. And it doesn't even fucking matter. You're literally saying like, oh, is it the right one or the majority one? What if it is the right one? Because it happens to be the right one and the majority one. But what if it was just the right one, but not the majority one? What if it was the right one, but not the majority one? Would you not advocate for it then? Are you voting for yourself or for some other mythical moderate guy out there? If you're an independent, Why not just say what your fucking perspective is? It is so wild to me that so many, I'm voting for minorities. Sick, man. That's awesome. I'm sure it'll make you feel really good that only, listen. I have a question for you, Chatter. Did you vote for Joe Biden over Donald Trump in 2020? I'm not going to ban him because he's not an asshole. There's a difference. When someone's being a fucking asshole, I ban them. This guy's not being an asshole. Okay? Yet. Yes, but I hated it. Okay. So you voted for Joe Biden. Why did you hate voting for Joe Biden? So you're just like a guy who wants to vote for Republicans? Okay, you're a girl that wants to vote for Republicans, but you voted for Joe Biden? I don't get it. Why'd you hate it? Because he's old as fuck. Oh my god. Okay, I can't do this. Never mind. We're done. I'm pulling the parachute cord out. No. Never mind. That's the only problem you have with Joe Biden. Of course, welcome. You're gonna love Kamala Harris. Okay? You're gonna love Kamala Harris. That was your only problem with Joe Biden. Never mind. I forget there's so many people even in this community, especially right now, because we have a lot of like normies in here, just like make these calculations on pure aesthetic fronts. Oh, Joe Biden is old. That's it. Okay. Fuck, man. Yo, so many people just vote on vibes. Straight up. No, it's pack watch. It's pack watch for the country. What's insane to me is they already have the independent voters secured because of how crazy the Republican Party is. What the fuck are you trying to poach the right winger who carries semen cups instead of doubling down on your own policies and voters? Also, majority of the Americans want the genocide to stop in Gaza. Yeah, it's fine. It's not the Gaza is not even my point of like Gaza is not even what I'm talking about here. Okay, it's not. When Kamala says she's going to build the most lethal military in the world. Trans people were mentioned twice during the whole DNC, by the way. No speaker. I mean, that's like that aspect of it, as long as it's like a firm commitment that they have to trans people, I don't believe that the Democrats are going to fucking lean into trans panic, which, by the way, actually, I don't know. Maybe they will. They have no, they're just going to become the Republican Party of 4 years ago until that ratchet effect makes it so that the Democratic Party inevitably becomes the Republican Party just at the same time. So then it's just two Republican parties. For what it's worth, the folks at Daily Kos seem to love that speech. I always thought of them as progressive, but maybe they aren't in the same ideological space. No. Check CNN. I think Jake Tapper and Ben Stiller stole your room at the DNC. No, they didn't. Shut the fuck up. Oh my God, I made fun of Jake Tapper so much. It'd be so funny. No, that's not my room, chat. What the fuck are you talking about? That's not. Oh, fuck. I just saw it. No, that's not my. Do you feel like you, with your political leanings, are more valid now that you've been invited to the DNC? Why do you think they did that? I don't know. My suspicion is that I have some staffers that are in the Kamala reelection camp that might be Hasan heads. Jake Tapper on CNN. There were criticisms from the left calling Kamala a cop. Tonight, she seemed to have stepped right into that. It's true. They're celebrating her being a cop. This is a right-wing Democrat movement, and they're not even hiding it. But no, you don't understand. You don't understand. It's a good thing, okay? It's a good thing. Chatters will tell me all about how good this is. I'm going to be honest. She looked really hot when she was doing her bloodthirsty speech. Scared me a little. I'm into her now. I'm voting for her. She won my vote. Just like the top of the hour has my vote. Fuck. God damn it, dude. You missed Taylor Swift's performance entirely? I think they're likely going to lose this theme by early mid-September. Like you said, they're just using the same Biden script with a new actor. I think, or I fucking hope, to truly lock in, they have to present some actual fresh progressive policies. I don't think the Republicans will flounder as hard as they have for the last month. And the Dems are basically turning into the Republicans' mindless literal insanity and ruining Diet Dew. Yeah. Stop fucking crying, dude, and go vote for Trump. Bro, I swear to God, the the Dems are so back. They're so back. This is like this literally is like, you know, oh, if you don't want to fucking vote for her, like you don't vote for her, like you're saying that she shouldn't be this like right wing. You must like Trump. That's crazy. Like you think that's a good way to fucking message, dude? You think like you should try and push people away from the party? You think this race isn't close? Democrats in the Electoral College, Democrats need to win by 5% nationally minimum. Okay? That's without factoring in, obviously, in the current polls, at least a 3 to 5% margin of error. Okay? We're not even in that comfortable space yet. And you motherfuckers are running victory laps. Ooh. It's crazy.
quick interview?
Yes. Yes.
What's your favorite policy of Kamala's?
That's a hard one.
What's your favorite policy of Kamala's?
Her being president.
That's your favorite policy position?
Oh, yeah.
How so?
Because it covers everything that she defends.
I'm really excited for her to restore reproductive rights across America.
How do you think she'll go about doing that?
I don't know.
What a fun question.
I don't know. I'm picking and choosing. I mean, I really like most of them.
So you have to look at it broadly, right? It's about what she stands for right now.
What's your favorite of Kamala's policies?
I'm trying to think. Well, actually, more of like, well, you know, what Waltz comes in.
All of her policies, everything from I'm non-binary, and so all of the policies for basic human rights to have our own bodies and do with them as we please.
It's like, dude, you don't understand. This is actually, I hate videos like this usually, but this is like 100% correct. And it's not their fault. Chat, it's not their fault. It's not. Okay? It's not. I mean, I cover the shit pretty closely. There are very few policies that even I could point to so far because she hasn't done the fucking policy dump yet. Okay? That is true because they're running on Brad Summer. Okay? They're running on not Biden and Brad Summer. Tonight was supposed to be the night where we kind of fucking uncovered the window, you know? We kind of like pulled the curtains aside and we just took a little peek in there to see what she was going to do. And god damn, I did not see anything that I liked. Okay? That shit is crazy. You know? You can't Brad Summer your way by autumn. You can't. It's not fucking Brad Autumn. Is it going to be Brad Autumn come November? It's Brad Summer now. What's going to happen? Blue MAGA is rising. Yeah. What? God damn, son, you wrote the longest fucking thing. You got timed out automatically. Can you explain why it was bad? I consider myself actually pretty aggressive. I thought it hit every note that needed to be hit. I think she was floundering with the 2 minutes of thank yous and good evening. But otherwise, I was really following it. Are you seething this hard about military and border? If we can afford both a badass military and defend against people like Putin, have a secure border and a reasonable immigration policy, and the more progressive stuff you want, why not? Yeah, man. No, I'm a progressive too. Listen, I am. You're right. I'm a progressive. I want a lethal military. We exist. Okay. I want to progressively melt every brown child in the global south. Marxism is when we put our soldiers in halo suits. Dude. It's crazy. Is there crazy AI bots in the chat? No, the bots are Democratic Party loyalists. And at least 20,000 of them left as soon as the speech ended and they realized that I wasn't going to glaze Kamala Harris. We're so back. Like immediately. God, my life would be if I could just like grift, if I could just like shut the fuck up and just be like, oh, she's so brat, and just like flex my muscles a little bit, you know, be hot and a liberal. It's just like it literally would make shit so easy for me. Holy fuck. That's all I need to do. Yeah, put the fucking brat sticker on and just be like, listen, sweetie, do you want unlimited deportation of all Mexicans and people who are tan? Or do you want 55% deportation of all Mexicans and people who are tan? That's right. It's called lesser evil voting. Yeah. Sorry, I want a strong border. I want a lethal military. I'm a progressive. Nothing hurts like the truth. Nothing burger speech. They're the same party. We're going to slay bestie. It's cunt. It's cunty. Okay? Come on, man. Dems aren't running on deporting 20 million immigrants, bro. That's not fair. Yeah, they're not. That's why I said, wait, what? No, 20 million would be 100%. I did not say 100%. I said 55%. And also, it's 2024. Wait till we get to 2028 when they're running on deporting 55%. They're not yet. They were running against the border wall in 2020. Now they're running for the border wall in 2024. That's a fact. You literally cannot deny that. God damn it, Republicans are so fucking stupid. Honestly, thank God they're so fucking stupid. But literally, all I would do if I was a Republican operative right now, all I would do is be like, these guys, they fucking act like they give a shit about the fucking border. They are too afraid. They're too pussy to fucking admit that Guatemalans are rapists, okay? Venezuelans are murderers, and every Mexican is out to kill you and steal your job and also steal all the welfare. They're too pussy to say it, but they still want to act like they're fucking pro-border wall. They ran against the border wall in 2020. Now they're fucking pro-border wall in 2024. That's why I would say, I'll be like, if I'm a Republican, I would say that every fucking day. I'd be like, listen, dog, these guys, they see how fucking dangerous these immigrants are and how they're, you know, ruining America. But they're too pussy to say it because of woke. Okay, they're too scared to say it because that would be offensive, but we're all thinking it. They're thinking it too. Why else would they run against the border wall in 2020 and then run for the border wall in 2024? Who are you going to trust? Are you going to trust the pussy ass libtards who made this immigrant nightmare in this country? Or are you going to trust us? We've been firmly committed to ensuring that America is rid of this scourge. These barbarians that are knocking on your door, that want to ruin America for all of its greatness, that want to come here for all of our wealth that us hardworking Americans have generated. Okay? And the Supreme Court immunity ruling allowing him to do anything with no consequence, isn't that insane and literally a danger to our democracy? Is fucking Trump? Yeah, dude, that's some pussy shit too. Joe Biden is the president right now. Fucking take out some goddamn hitters. Okay? You just got a gift. You're a lame duck. You got a gift. You have immunity. Take out some fucking hitters. Do the job, bitch. You know what I mean? The fuck you mean? I wish Biden would abuse that shit, especially on Palestine. Yeah, Biden would abuse that shit on Palestine. He would drop a nuke. Okay. Man. Uncommitted delegate Greece for Gaza as the balloons flooded the arena at the end of Harris's speech. Asma Mohammed says All she could think about is the bombs falling on Palestinians in Gaza. There are balloons raining down on the Democrats in our party, and there are bombs raining down on children and families and people I love, Muhammad told Al Jazeera with tears streaming down her cheeks. That was what I was thinking. Well, hey, no worries. There will be more bombs if you're in Yemen. If you're in Yemen, if you're in Iran, if you're in Lebanon, they're coming your way too. American bombs, baby. The long dick of the law. Kamala Harris. What? For a bit of a Demeter seems like typical Dems being on defense. Is reactive politics saying no, the reps are lying when they say they're more racist militaristic than us. We can be racist militaristic too. Trump keeps running the stupid line of Kamala has no foreign policy skills and World War III is coming. Nobody buys it, but instead of trying to craft an alternative narrative, they pull off this vulgar militarism shtick. Shit sounding like something straight out of Smotrich's mouth. Jesus Christ, it reminds me of the Zionist left here too. Of course, America and Israel are spiritually connected to one another. Of course, it is identical. What we do is what our liberals do the same shit that liberal Zionists do in Israel. What? Check my logs. Look at my chat logs regarding you having to leave the rooms. What? What is your fucking log? What? You got nothing in your logs, dude. Bro forgot to send the logs. Yeah, Leon Panetta quoting Ronald Reagan, my kind of Democratic convention. Wait, wasn't this the guy who was mad that I don't like fucking kill Charlie Kirk or some shit? The IWW Freelance Journalist Union member? Yeah. Well, I'm in agreement with him. Probably because he's a real leftist. It's just crazy. Like, what? Yo, this is mad random, but the Twitch streamer is getting booted from his accommodations with C4K. Do you know if there's another spot you can hook it out with? I don't even know him, but just wondering. Lamau. Well, bro, Secret Service have been fucking bitches today. If they kick them, there's nothing I can do. Secret Service is moving a ton of creators from their spots last minute. I'm about to kill myself. What the fuck? Probably not fake text. It's cussy. Yeah, no, I don't think this person. I'm watching a stream and whoever the staffer is, she has no clue what's going on. I think I know who you're talking about. I mean, it's not like there's new information on here. This is a whole thing on Twitter right now. First thing I saw on Twitter, lol. What is? This guy. So are you going to vote? Are you voting this election cycle or not? Seems like you're not going to vote for Harris, so just say it. So are you going to vote for Harris or are you not going to vote for this election? What's it to you, bitch? What's it to you? Are you not going to vote for Harris? Just say so. Chatter is not gatekeeping if someone is just not leftist. Liberals and lib progressives love to co-opt the aesthetics of leftism while fiercely defending the center-right liberal status quo and the violent chauvinism therein. Yes. I'm not gatekeeping. I was excited. I was like literally being called a fool by so many people for saying that I think that it was going to be Kamala Harris was.
Let's just gave the closing speech of the DNC this.
Okay. Let me tell you something, okay? If you want to know Kamala Harris's speech was ass, this is perhaps the greatest fucking indication, okay? Cenk Uygur. I love him to death. Okay, you know I love him. You see the shine in my eye when I get to see him at the convention hall on the floor. I'm so proud of him. I love him to death. But I'm sorry, he's old. Okay? And I think he's like losing it a little bit. If you ask me or anyone else with strong left politics, if we're voting for Trump, I'm going to block you. I'm going to block you because you sound stupid and evil. You know I'm not doing that. You know most of the people you ask aren't doing that. You're just being insulting. It's so stupid. It's literally so fucking stupid. I guess you want Trump then. It's like, no, dumbass. I just don't want Trump light either. Okay? Why is the option Trump or Trump light? Like, what the fuck are we doing? You fucking idiot. And then 5 years later, you're like, how do we get here? Why are my future prospects so dire? Why is America so fucked? It's like, you did it, idiot. You did it, stupid. And like, I normally wouldn't fault you for it, but goddamn, did you fucking so vociferously defend our demise? You know what I mean? Like right now, you're doing it, okay? Holy shit. I think elaborate. I've elaborated a million times over, but I will do it again, Chatter. I hope you're being charitable here and you're just not trying to be fucking annoying. Okay? I will elaborate. Here's how this works. Okay? Here's how this works. Republicans pull the country to the right. Democrats, instead of fucking, when they win, instead of pulling the country back to the left, okay, turn around and basically fucking recognize what the right-wing pull was as the law of the land. Then they also continue pulling the country to the right just by like, you know, but by marginally less right standards in comparison to the Republican Party. And you repeat this cycle every fucking election. Kamala Harris taking a more right-wing decision, honestly, isn't necessarily the worst thing. I'm generally a progressive and anti-Israel, but if the parties continue to stray further apart, political polarization is literally going to kill our country. Dog, you're literally a Nazi. I don't know how to explain this to you, but you're just straight up a fucking Nazi. Like, you're not a Nazi right now, but you will be a Nazi in the next 5 to 10 years, okay? Because, like, that's where we're going towards. Like, that's what the Republicans are going towards right now. And if the Democrats keep chasing them that way, you're just also going to be a Nazi so that, like, the country doesn't fucking polarize. You know what I mean? And you're just going to be like, listen, I'm just Sig Heiling because if I don't fucking Sig Heil, then the country will be too polarized. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of insane attitude is this? Like, I think I'm the only motherfucker that actually hates Republicans. Okay? I'm going to say it. I'm saying it, dude. I think Democrats don't fucking hate Republicans as much as I do. Okay? They love saying, oh, I guess you want to vote for Trump then. But like, dude, You don't fucking hate Republicans. You want them in your party. You desperately advocate for them to come to your party. You literally have them at your convention. You have them at your fucking convention. You have them come and speak at your convention. You literally have their loyal soldiers come speak at your convention, the border guards, the fucking cops. Like, you love them. You want to fuck the Republicans. You want to hug the Republicans. You want to kiss the Republicans. You want to be Republican. You want to be Republican. You're just a fucking Republican. I hate Republicans. You don't. You want to fuck them and you want to suck them. Okay? So stop with this bullshit. There's nothing that makes a liberal happier than getting a conservative to like them. Yeah, it's just like insane. I don't play that shit at all, dude. I don't fuck around with that at all. Oh. You got kicked out because you weren't Republican enough, not joking. I think your arguments sound more convincing when you whisper them, to be honest. I don't know if that's the case. I've always loved the delusion that the U.S. have a left-wing party. It is, and always has been a far right and slightly less right. Sad that hoping for something else is seen as something insane. Yeah. All I'm saying is there was a brief moment. Okay, where my goat Nancy Pelosi did some shit. And I'm now realizing that they just did some shit because they were like, we just want fucking the same policies, maybe even worse. But we just want like someone who can actually win. They saw that Biden couldn't win. And they were like, oh no, we'll just like put a generic Democrat there with no ideological convictions whatsoever. And then everyone will go Brad Summer mode. And then they'll willingly vote for the same thing.
This year, and it was close to a home run. The Gaza part was a little mediocre. We'll explain that in a minute, maybe less than mediocre. But maybe it's an inside the ballpark home run. And so every other part of the speech was nearly pitch perfect. So we're going to break it down for you guys. First of all, a lot of politicians give hokey speeches about only in America, etc. But the fact that she lived that life makes it so much more real.
And it's like when people go, Israel Palestine isn't even a top 5 issue for young voters, because yes, that's shown in the polls, but this is a very in-your-face issue. Come on, I get that a lot of people care about domestic more than foreign, but is it that bad now? I don't know what you mean by that. But I'm not even talking, I've not brought up Israel Palestine at all. Like, I am not even talking about that. That's a done deal, okay? They already fucked over every single person. They already literally turned around and fucking straight up were like, we're not even going to let a fucking Palestinian American Democrat speak. Sorry, we have a QAnon Pizzagate cop, a sheriff that literally was working with the Sound of Freedom guy. He has to speak for like 20 minutes, okay? Sorry, fucking kill yourself, Palestinians. We don't care. Just if you don't kill yourself, we're going to kill you, okay? We're going to do it. That's what we're here for, okay? That's what they said already. So I'm not even fucking calculating that. I'm talking about all this other shit, okay? It's crazy. It's crazy how brat summer we are with border patrol guards pushing for right-wing immigration bills and fucking sheriffs who are talking, sheriffs with a background that looks insane, like QAnon sheriffs, because they took their weapons off during fucking BLM and we're like, that's right, we're here to talk to you guys one time. I'm so fucking brat, dude. It's so brat summer. Meanwhile, Charlie XCX is a fucking Red Scare fan anyway, okay? So honestly, you know, I listen to that fucking music all day. It's great, but it kind of is in line with the fucking Democratic Party and the Republican Party, okay? That's right. She fucking loves Dasha, doesn't she?
Right. So when Bill Clinton says only in America, and yeah, he was poor and grew up poor in Arkansas, et cetera, there's truth to that. There's reality to that, right? When Donald Trump says only in America, you're like, well, no, actually, you could be born incredibly rich in Malaysia, in France, in so many other countries, and then you'll have the same exact advantages, right? But when your mom comes from India and your dad comes from Jamaica, and then you're middle class here, and you grow up to run for president, become vice president, and run for president of the United States, it goes to the strength and the beauty of this country. That's why my family came, because you go to any other country, you ain't gonna be president. You ain't gonna be their leader, okay? Maybe you could get by, maybe you could do a lot of things, but you can't do that. And that's what's awesome about America, and that's what Trump and the Republicans don't.
Dog. This has nothing to do with the speech. Did you only listen to the first part and then tune out? I mean, he's not wrong. God. But like, that's just the first like introduction. Did he just fall asleep after the intro? What happened?
Understand, this country isn't great because of the particular people that happen to be born here at any different time. It's great because the whole world believes in it. The whole world believes in the American dream and the opportunity, and they send the best of us, right, throughout the world here, and then get to a situation like that. And she delivered that story really effectively and made people believe, and made me believe, because it's true. That's the life that she lived.
Adam Johnson, again, this is a total lie. Without an arms embargo or credible threat, there's absolutely nothing to compel Israel to agree to a ceasefire, which is why demands from activists, including NEA, UAW, SCIU, is to condition military aid, which Biden-Harris flatly refused to do. I don't know how much clearer Harris can make it. She's repeating Biden's PR word for word, appeal to bogus ceasefire talks, plus nonstop arming of Israel without conditions, or the credible threat thereof. Israel has made clear they will not stop for years. This is working for a ceasefire line is the most transparent con job of my life. It's been 6 months. Israeli officials, including the prime minister, go on TV every day and reaffirm they will not stop until total victory. Unless military aid is conditioned to genocide in Gaza, will not stop. It's that simple. We're fucked. We're fucking cooked. We're cooked. We're cooked. We're cooked. We're so cooked.